This is not the best lighting. It doesn't make me look super great, but I did just wake up. This is the morning time. It's probably 7 o'clock. I don't always get up this early. It just depends on how I feel and how I sleep. Sometimes I don't sleep all night long, so then I just try to catch a little bit of sleep in the morning. But it is usually 7 to 8, somewhere like that when I get up. So I've been trying to walk on the treadmill. I like to do that in the mornings. I've done that on and off for a really long time. I usually wait until a little bit later to do it because Mom is usually walking on the treadmill. And I just wait till she's done, then I go walk on it. But she went to get groceries. Dad's hunting, so I'm by myself. So I'm just going to jump on the treadmill, do some exercise a little bit, stretching, and then come back up here, get some breakfast, and then get to work. Put my shoes on. I just walk in the treadmill in these shoes because it's not uncomfortable for me. And I'm not walking for a super long time, so these will do. Very good. I like to try to, first thing in the morning, get some water. Sometimes I drink like a bunch of water, and that's not always great for me. That doesn't always sit well in my stomach. But usually when I wake up, I'm thirsty. So I just come right away and get some water. But yes, sometimes I drink too much and I drink it too fast. I'm almost done exercising and stretching now. I'm just sitting here on this exercise ball. While I was downstairs on the treadmill, I forgot I had set some stuff to tumble last night. Some work that I'd finished up pretty late last night. So I just got those tumblers, brought them upstairs, and emptied them out. You can see it's kind of messy. Just kind of got some tangled knots. This is just more of the Halloween stuff that I've been working on that I got out of the tumbler. So I need to get it untangled and get it put away. Just gonna try to work on untangling some of this. All the time, I know people tell me, they're like, well, people here, like Mom, Dad, Corey, whoever, they're like, why do you put those chains in there? Because they get so tangled. And I'm like, well, I like my chains to get tumbled too, because then they're shiny. But not only are they shiny, they're work hardened and they're strong. So I just keep doing it. This ain't nothing though. This is easy compared to some of the tangles I've had before. This ain't bad at all. I got my work untangled and got some breakfast real quick. Actually went down to see Granny for a second. And now I'm going to, sometimes I like to come outside, take like a quick trip around the house, look at the flowers, kind of get my head centered around what I'm going to do next. And we had some cats show up. This was probably back in the summer. I saw a mama cat, and then I started seeing kittens. I saw 2 tabby colored kittens and 2 black kittens. And they all disappeared except one. There's still one black cat left, and he's getting bigger. And he lives around here, and we see him in the yard. When Olive's here and she sees him, it's just a total disaster, like what you might think. And so sometimes I come outside walking around, enjoy the cool air, be kind of thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do next. Get ready, get set, go do it. But I'm also always looking for the cat because he's really cute. So a lot of you have asked what my fall garden looks like. And I thought I could also, while I'm walking around out here making my game plan for what I'm going to do next and looking for traces of the kitty cat, I could show you what my fall garden is looking like. So it's big. It's kind of just gotten crazy So this is a volunteer tomato that come up, and I just let it stay because I thought it was funny. So I've got some zinnias, some cosmos. Here is those nasturtiums. Those are so pretty. I did have a few pink blooms. That may be a pink bloom. You can see some other stuff I planted in there kind of just got like taken over by some of this other stuff. There's actually some other blooms, but they're like, there they are down in here. Aren't those so pretty? Those are beautiful. So I would have to say that overall, this fall garden, you can't even see St. Francis. I have to say that this fall garden was a success. I just wanted to see pretty flowers, pretty blooms on into the fall. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it turned out good. And like I said, this is in my other video, this is my first go around with this. And now I kind of have a better idea of what to expect, how it's going to go. And I can kind of use that future information. The herb bed has just, whoa, exploded. This is lemongrass. The basil's taken over. The hyssop back there, that looks like another volunteer tomato. Some sage. This is just this time of year where everything is just big and then it dies because the frost will kill it. But these nasturtiums, oh my gosh, look at this leaf. This nasturtium leaf is as big as my hand. They just got huge this year. I mean, huge. Still got some peppers over there. Wow. Got some peppers there too. And at some point, me and Corey have talked about this before, that we're going to probably make a video about my little fruits. There's so many of them. These maypops, things that you can do with them. I made jelly one year. There's other things you can do. So, yeah. What I'm going to do next, actually, is just go ahead and go downstairs and do a little bit of work. I'm glad I got to see Granny this morning. That I didn't think I would. That's kind of unexpected. I just kind of walked down there real quick and said, hey. And as far as an update on her, you know, I think she's hanging in there the best that she can. We're still waiting on a phone call about treatment, about receiving radiation and chemo treatment. And it just seems like that is taking a really long time. But that's just how it does. So we're waiting on that. And like I said, she's hanging in there. She's really tough. She's funny. She's very optimistic too. She's not a person that gets sad or pessimistic or depressed about things. So that's good. She really does seem to be in high spirits, but she still really needs your prayers because she is older. She is feeble. She seems to be losing quite a bit of weight. She has lost quite a bit of weight. And then waiting around on this treatment. So she does need your prayers. One more thing I thought I would show you before I make the rest of my lap and go back in and get to work. There's some pretty flowers down here. I'd actually planted some morning glories. I forgot I'd planted them. And they did come up, so you could look at those. This one has probably been blooming for a few days, but that is really pretty. And there was some zinnias that ended up down here too. So that's cool. I like how this one climbed that cattle panel. So that's sweet. I like to just put flowers at different places in the yard. Okay, on my way back inside to look at some work. But this, for me, this is like the biggest blessing. I work for myself. I can do this. In the morning, I can say, oh, I think I'm just going to go outside, take a walk, enjoy, or take a break in the middle of the day while I'm working and get something to eat or just clear my head, like do something different. And because I work for myself, I'm able to do that. I have a flexible schedule. I have a friend in town that I don't get to see a lot, so I think I'll probably go see her later. It's all, the glory is definitely God's. I would not be able to do this without him. Look, Dad.
UPS come down there the other day and just had to stop at it, couldn't get under it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dad says that he is going to, they're going to go, actually, Mom and Dad both are going back down to Granny's. He's been doing some work down there. And right now he's going to cut a limb out of the driveway because it's actually leaning really hard. So, cool. Well, I'll supervise the house while you're gone. I won't do anything crazy like catch it on fire, burn it down, flood it or throw a crazy party
I think,
or destroy personal property.
yeah, I think the insurance is still up on it. So I'm probably gonna need it.
Have fun. Be safe. Finally, I'm going to get some work done. Here's what's on my bench. I have a few more pumpkins on here. This one's different. He's kind of, look at my dirty hands. He's kind of different. He's bronze. I swear, if you just touch this bench, yeah, it's nasty. It's covered in dirt. So I've got some orders. This is an order. Those might be some earrings. I'm going to make another one of these. So some of this stuff is just things that I'm making for my shop, making for fun, seasonal. Some of it is orders. But either way, there is work to be done today. So I just got some earrings that I'm going to work on. Just some simple, plain kind of earrings. Nothing too fancy. I just got to do these little hoops here though. This is my favorite part of this process. This is the finish work. So this is literally when everything gets finished and everything comes together. These pumpkins, as you can see, he already has his eyes set in there, a bell on the back. So some of the finish work for some of these pieces has already been completed, but some of them have not been completed. So this little pumpkin's gonna need some eyes, and I just need to put the parts and pieces together. When these pieces come out of the pickle, like out of the acid wash that cleans them, they're still kind of gross and they need to be clean. So I just work on cleaning them up. Each one will do something different, and they're in different shapes, so you can get into those hard to reach areas. But everyone has a suited purpose. You can see that that made him really shiny. Shiny and clean. And if you buy a piece of jewelry from me, every single piece that I sell goes through this. Every single piece goes through a cleanup phase. And there's just it's actually pretty labor intense. There's a lot of handwork. My hands don't look too bad right now. Usually they're pretty disgusting and beat up and stuff, but this is just part of the process. So now I'll put his little eyes in his head. And they should just, if I did my measuring correct, they should snap in. Sometimes they need a little extra help, but they're in there. So he really has a totally different personality once he has some eyes. And this is pretty much, I'll sit here and I'll do this all day long. So then I do the same process for this one and for these. And then everything will get ear wires and chain. And those seem to fit. He's kind of cuter with red eyes anyway, so. Okay, save the day. Now that everything has its eyes or its stones in it, then it's time to set the stones. And this is probably, this may be another one of my favorite parts. See, his little eye came out. It's kind of loose, but that metal should hold it in. I could give him another eye. Hold the stone. Yeah, his eye's gonna keep coming out. Just kind of gotta hold it down and work with it. Now that I've got that eye set in there, maybe I'll try to put this one in there. You really gotta, when you got loose stones like this, you gotta really make sure they get seated down in there. I may use this little guy. Ow. So both eyes are in there. They're not, I'm not done with them, but they're set firmly in there. And I'm telling you, if you have weak hands and you do this for very long, you will no longer have weak hands. It takes some serious hand strength. It don't look like I'm pushing hard, but I am. And sometimes you have to, and sometimes you don't. It just depends on what the metal is doing. Sometimes I just barely push these and they roll over, and other times I really gotta let them have it. This little tool is not a stone setting tool. I'm not really sure what that is, but it works great for these really tight places. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got it out of Miss Cindy's garage, out of her shed. One of her outbuildings had, when she moved here, had a whole bunch of tools in it, and I think I got it out of there. Okay, so everything that has to have a stone in it has a stone in it, and now I'm just going to do some cleanup work and put some ear wires on what has to have ear wires, and put some chain on what needs chain. All right, just got these out. I just try to do a few at a time because you can see what happens. Yes, so now I must go untangle these. Just got these finished detangling, so now they're untangled and I can bag them up, picture them, and get them set in my shop. And I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, now that I got all that done, I am headed to see my friend who's in town. She was our best friend growing up, like we were so close. And then we all got old and we got busy. We were still friends. And then she moved away. So she lives, I think she may live, it's out towards Charlotte in that area. So I don't get to see her much anymore. But when she's in town, she always tells me so we can try to go say, hey. I'm gonna take Mom's car. And anyway, so she has the cutest little boy. And so I thought it would be really fun to visit and get to go see her and talk to her since, yes, I know. Since that is something that we have in common. We will both be boy moms. I can't get buckled. Which her little boy is, oh my gosh, he's pushing a year old. I cannot believe that. Literally the cutest kid in the world, too. So, all right, I'm not going to film and drive. I'm on my way, though. So, just got home from visiting my friend. What a wonderful time. She is so sweet. And her baby, remember how I said it's close to 1? His birthday's Sunday. His birthday party is tomorrow. So, wow. He's so cute. He's so precious. I think that's just a little kind of, what would you say, foreshadowing of what's to come for me. A cute, sweet, precious little baby boy. So, had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah. The flash is on.
Hey,
I got home to find Corey.
to find me and Olive.
Olive. Olive, what are you doing?
She goes crazy with that stuff.
Me and Mom are on our trip. We're actually it's Mom's trip, and I just jumped in.
No, you're helping me.
I'm coming with Mom to interview some nice, sweet old ladies who happen to be sisters. All right, it says we're here. 300 feet, 200 feet, you have arrived. I wonder if it's that road or looking for a destination. I come along on the interview, so this is not something I usually do in my normal schedule.
This is it. Look at their dress.
Oh my gosh, guys, look.
Bless them.
Guys,
That's
look.
them. That has to be.
This is
them.
beautiful. I feel so underdressed. I'm so sorry for what I'm wearing, y'all.
This is where
These maternity clothes.
Oh my god.
This is literally the coolest.
Yeah. I don't know whether I should pull on up, Katie, or what.
Yeah, I reckon you have to pull on up.
That is him, and Dad,
Oh.
and our mom.
Oh my gosh,
That
that's
was in the-
beautiful.
That was in the old house that stood there.
You talking about that little kid in the middle there? that was baby Charles. He knows it's baby Charles.
Baby Charles.
Yeah, you know, got that on now.
For the last little part of this video that I'm going to show, we actually went to church with Catherine, which is in that picture, the woman that's sitting to the far left next to her brother Charles. So we went to their church, and the church was just right down the road, and they were having a revival. There'd been a revival they say like the revival at Cutcane. It's called Van Hook Church, but Cutcane is the road name that we were on, and that's like the area. So we went to the revival, and it's a lamp-lit service. So you sit in the dark because it's old-timey. So that's why they had those dresses and those bonnets on, because it was an old-timey revival and an old-timey service. So they lit all those lamps, and when the sun went down, we just sat there in the dark for the church service, for the revival service. And it was really special, and it was really sweet. I wish I should have filmed some of that. But So the footage that you're going to see will be just a little bit of inside the church. And I thought I would explain kind of what that's about, the revival service. So roll the footage.
I was waiting. I waited every night up there.
And nobody come. Well, I appreciate you waiting. I don't know why they didn't nobody walk, but you know.
We walked, what, 2 nights? 2 or 3 nights? 2 nights.
2 nights, I think.
Yeah.
Well, if I was able, I'd be walking down. I love to walk down. No, that's.
Do you walk on the road or through the woods?
No, we walk on the road.
Yeah.
You can have time to get down to them woods.
I hope you enjoyed that day in the life video. Sometimes every day is different with me, but usually the essentials are still the same. Get up, exercise, eat breakfast, get some work done, get some orders out. But then sometimes different things happen, like I go do something with mom, or I go do something with dad, or I go help at Granny's house, or help around the house here. So sometimes there's just little different things that happen during the day, and I just feel so grateful and so blessed that God give me this job and God give me this ability to work from home and work for myself so that I would be able to help and be able to do all of these things. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Keep an eye out for the next one. God bless you. God keep you. See ya.